So I got 3 big dials that I'm dealing with. These are the only 3. There's lots of little ones, but these are the 3 big ones. I'm going to draw them again on one piece of paper. I have a balance sheet, and it looks like this. And a balance sheet is in 3 parts. I got assets, liabilities, and good. I got an income statement, and it's divided into 2 parts. It looks like this. And the reason it looks like this is because what everybody looks at is this thing right here, the bottom line, net income, right? Profits. And then there's a 3rd dial, and I drew it like this. What is this called? A cash flow statement. And how many different kinds of cash are there? 3. And what are they called? Good group. That is awesome. Now, here's what's cool. This is how they all fit together. They all fit together because this right here, this piece of paper is the profits or the earnings of a business. Is that right? The earnings of a business are right here on this piece of paper. I think I've talked about the earnings of the business when I talked about this one right here, didn't I? Where were the earnings? Does a business own its earnings? Yeah, it does. In fact, one of the things I said is that the business really owns 2 things. They own the investment that was made by the partners, and what else does the business own? Its earnings. Here's something very cool. This number right here and this number right here are exactly the same. They're exactly the same. Now, my accountants in the room, just stay with me for a minute, okay? I know you guys. Y'all are saying, all right, now wait a minute. They're exactly the same. So this, on a balance sheet, this is keeping track of what the profits are. And then if I want to know how these profits were generated, I'm not going to look at a world atlas. I'm going to look at a street map. This right here is a street map. This says, Keith, here's how you get to 123 Elm Street in Austin, Texas. This says there's such a place as North America. This says 123 Elm Street. So I look at my profits, and my profits are 4. That's what this number is right here. That's going to be the same number as right here. I say, well, how did I get to that number? And I go, oh, I'll tell you how I got there. My revenue was 1,000, and my expenses were 996, and therefore I ended up with 4. Or my revenue was 10, and my expenses were 6, and that's how I ended up with 4. So the 4 is the number that's up here, but how did I get there? Do you think this piece of paper right here is kind of important? Yeah, I do too. Is this piece of paper real or a theory? It's a theory. I know you don't believe me, but it is a theory. It's not designed to tell you the facts. It's designed to tell you the theory of whether revenue exceeds expenses, and if so, by how much. That's it. Now, you saw this piece of paper. What is this piece of paper called right here? Cash flow statement. This is all about cash. And when you say, well, here's how much I started with, and here's how much I generated or used in each one of these categories, you add all that up, you're going to get a number right here. I think I talked about cash someplace on this piece of paper. Is that true? Yeah. Where? Assets. So you're telling me cash is things and stuff. Is that right? Yeah, it is. So this number right here is exactly the same as that number right there. They're exactly the same. This number right here says, hey, Keith, you got 100 in cash. And I go, ooh, good. But what if I wanted to know how I got to 100? This is a world atlas. This is a street map. If I want to know how I got to 100, I can say, well, I'll tell you how you got to 100, Keith. You started with 50, and then you used 10 right here, and then you made 50 right there, and then you made 10 more right here. And when you add all that up, you got to 100, and this number right here is 100. This number, both numbers are 100. So this is like a worksheet. That's what it is. It's like a worksheet that tells me, all right, I know how much cash I got. How did I get there? I know what my profits were. How did I get there?